Hello guys and welcome to the fourth beginner's guide deck that I will be trying to do. Well, I'm not going to trying. I will be doing with 48 dust. Now I know the last one was 64 dust. It's just I didn't saw Aries was a common for some reason. Somebody told me in the comments. Thank you. But yeah, you can just replace that Aries for Brutes. Now in this one, we're going to be doing Bellona, and it's going to be Glory of Rome Bellona. So Bellona is really good to moving units away, enemies units and friendly units, and we're going to try to take advantage in that in this deck. So starting first, we're going to go with Dishonorable. Now Dishonorable is a card that will deal 2 damage to all enemy units who are not adjacent to each other, and you can also use your blink ability to move their units so they're not adjacent, it meaning that you can hit multiple units with Dishonorable. So 1 mana to deal like 2 damage is pretty good. You can deal 4, 8, and etc. You can do a lot of damage with that. So that's going to be some sort of removal. Then we're going to move with Demoralize. Now, Demoralize will reduce the attack of all enemies by 2 until your next turn, meaning that even on their turn they will have 2 less damage, meaning that if they have a lot of little units, they will probably go to 0 attack or like 1, and then you can make good trades, and then on their turn they can't make good trades. So it's really effective when you have an army on board, um, or just to make one good trade. Also, we're going to be using also 1 march, and this is all your friendly units gain +2 movement and +1 attack until the end of the turn. So that's like if you build everything on your back line and then you march, you move everything in front, and you can burst the summoning stone or burst one of their guys, a big guy or anything. You can burst their board, but it's really conditional, so we're only going to put 1. Now we're going to move some early units. We're going to have Inferno Cannon, and this guy cannot move. Okay, it's a turret that knocks enemies back 1 tile, but because Bellona ability can move units, you can move the turret and then attack with your ability. So it's really really good with Bellona, more than the other pantheons. Now going with that, we're gonna have the Thracian. So if he is adjacent to a friendly unit, he gets +2 attack. And like again with Bellona ability, it's really good to place your units where you want, and take the buff of the Thracian. Now we will have a Chaos Spawn, but keep in mind this is not a good 3 drop. It's really to control your opponent, to silence the powerful cards that they have on board. And that's why we're going to put a Chaos Spawn here to give you some more control over that. We will be moving on your main 3 drop, will be the Doom Speaker. 3 mana for a 3/4, really good. That's why you will uh, play that guy. And then we'll move into some removal also, a board wipe removal, should I say, and it's going to be 2 Rain of Arrows. And yeah, by the way, your comments will be 2 Dishonorable and 2 Rain of Arrows. That's going to be 4 of them, and you're going to be 16. Yeah, that's going to be 32 dust already. So we're gonna have 2 more left. And Rain of Arrows, you select the 3x3 area, right? And you deal 2 damage to all units that are not in the area. So you choose who you save, right? So make sure to save your unit and not your opponent, with Rain of Arrows. That's really really cool. And then moving on, we're gonna have some other ones of your 3 drops. We will go with range units, and that will be the Venator here. So if he is adjacent to a friendly unit, the Venator will take no return damage. And with your blink, you can always play with that. So if he's adjacent to a Thracian, he can attack range units and not get attack back, and your Thracian will get the buff. They go really well together. Um, Moving then, we're gonna have your last here, Chao Fang commons, and he's going to be immune to melee, and then you can blink it where you want and move 3 after, and he can smack melees on the backline of your opponent. Really, really cool. Now, we're also going to have some of your own gods of Romans, and we're gonna go with Cupid. So when Cupid enters the battlefield, his war cry will activate, and he will deal 2. He will select an enemy, and then on the start of your next turn, that enemy will be dealt 2 damage and to all enemies adjacent to him. So that can potentially be really, really good. But most of the time you will just hit the unit for 2. But still, it's 2 damage could save you something. And then we'll have one of your gods going to be Hercules. It's going to be a 5-mana 5/5, and his war cry, he deals 1 damage to an enemy and he pulls it to you, meaning Hercules. So he's going to pull the Hercules towards your army, to the unit towards your army, and deal 1 damage also. So if they have something that's like a Neath in the corner, you can use Hercules and put it in your middle of your army, and then with like a Divinator, who has no return damage, which is here. You can finish the Neath because she was dealt 1 damage by Hercules and she has 4 health. Yeah. And then we're going to your late game. Your late game will be 2 Furies, right? And why? It's because Fury doesn't take return damage, right? So you can place your Fury, and then on the next turn you can blink it, move it from 3, and attack a unit and kill it for free most of the time. Fury really is something to be scared of when you're playing against Bellona, and that's why we're putting in here with Bellona. And also, to have more strong late game, we're gonna have a Brute here. The Brute. And this is a really big guy, 7 mana, 7 attack, 6 health, and protect 2. Protect meaning that he will not take return damage from basic attack. So when he attacks or gets attacks back from return damage, or he gets attacked by the enemy, the damage he will take will be reduced by 2. And that's for normal attacks, basic attacks. That's going to be it. That's going to be your Glory of Rome Bellona deck. I hope that you'll enjoy it. Spend some time with another really good player in the community, Kenneth. He helped me out to put that the best way possible for beginner decks, Roman beginner decks. And let me know what you think, guys. Hope that you enjoyed. Hope that you learned a lot again today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the last video of the beginners deck, when I'll be doing I don't know. Wait, who am I missing? I am missing Ra, I believe. Yeah, that's going to be Ra, the last one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you there.